This is the plaintiff, Kahar Abdul Kawi. He says he's known the defendant since high school, and they dated for a while last year. When they were still together, he was driving her car, got pulled over by the cops for having tinted windows and got 2 tickets. She said she'd pay the fines because it was her car, but didn't, and next thing he knows, his license was suspended for non-payment. She also pulled him from their car insurance policy without telling him, and he's now out $4,418.75, all due to the defendant's childish behavior. This is the defendant, Clarissa Jackson. She says the plaintiff makes no sense whatsoever, and this lawsuit's a waste of time because he's just trying to get her to pay for his mistakes. The immature guy needs to grow up, take responsibility for his own careless actions, and she's darn sure she doesn't owe him a penny. She's accused of bothering a boyfriend.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Cowie, you are suing your former girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Clarissa Jackson, for $4,418.75 for insurance payments and tickets that you have to pay at the Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay, tell me what's going on.
Well, it basically all started out with me helping her get a car. Me and her were dealing with each other, and she needed to get a car. She had, asked me to help her out, so I financed a car for her and, helped her out with that.
You financed a car for her, meaning you loaned her the money, or you got her financing?
She paid for it, but the actual financing was done mainly as a primary and her as a co-signer so that she could get a car. So that's how, the whole...
Is that still outstanding, or it's been paid?
Nah, she still has the car. That car she still has. So that's pretty much.
And she's still making payments on it?
Correct. Yeah, she is.
Okay, have you affected his credit in any way, or you're up to date on your payment?
No, I'm up to date.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, she is up to date. Basically, so that's how it started off with that. And we had made an agreement that we would put the car that I already had that's already paid off on the same insurance policies just so it would be cheaper for everybody. And it worked out pretty good. Basically, we were paying for about... I'm sorry. So the car that you drive, the car that I drove,
the insurance company doesn't know you're driving it. They think they insured it under her name.
The cars were both insured under her. Yeah, the cars were both insured under her.
Because what? Because you have a bad driving record? Okay, well, that's my answer.
Yeah.
We don't have to go much further. You kind of know if your driving record's bad or not. All right, so go ahead.
It is. So we basically agreed to do that.
So your credit's bad, your driving record's bad, so you gave each other the thing that the other person didn't deserve. Go ahead, go on.
Pretty much, I guess, yeah. So with that being said, time went by, she was paying it, I was paying it, everything was going good. This was actually right around Hurricane Sandy a little bit afterwards. I had got a crack on my windshield. And I had contacted her to let her know because I had called the insurance company to get it taken care of. And they said that, listen, your name's not on the policy or even on the account. So you need for her to, contact us so that we could get it done. It's not a problem.
In fact, they wanted to know, who are you? And why are you driving her car, they might say. But
it was just, just to get it done, So I tried to get in touch with her. I explained the situation to her. And she was just giving me the runaround.
Wait, were you dating at that point?
No, we weren't.
Okay. How long had you broken up?
Months.
It was
and so you have this financial enlacement, like as though you had a baby. Yeah. Like you can't get rid of each other when you break up.
Right.
Okay, so go on.
Basically,
one day you're driving around.
Yeah, one day I'm driving around, and I had gotten into a really bad accident.
But before you got into an accident, you got a ticket.
I got a ticket, yeah.
Tell me about the ticket.
So the ticket happened for the tinted windows on her car.
Is this the car that you drive?
This is the car that I helped her get.
And it had tinted windows.
And it had tinted windows on it.
They're overly tinted windows.
Yes.
Like limousine.
Did you get it fixed?
No.
Like limousine, you didn't get it fixed? No. Okay.
No.
Well, you're only allowed to tint them so far.
Yeah, they were like 5%. You couldn't even see inside the car.
Okay.
But, her thing was like, listen, you knew about it. I'm like, listen, I know, but... Can you, do something about this? She said, yeah, I'll have, someone take care of it. And
someone take care of it? How?
I told him that I would call a friend of mine who owns a mechanic shop.
Okay.
And then I had told him that the person who owns the mechanic shop does not do tint removal or put them on either. So there was nothing that I could do.
Because what? Because you thought that if you remove the tint, the court would dismiss the ticket? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. If you give them a bill stating that you got them removed.
You took care of it, then they'll dismiss the ticket. So instead, the ticket was for how much?
I've gotten tint tickets before. They run about $90 a piece.
No, this ticket was for how much? Do you have the ticket?
I don't have the ticket because
Do you have anything that says that you owe $320 for ignoring the $90 ticket?
I have the receipt from the DMV.
Did you pay it?
I paid it, yeah.
All right, so now tell me about the insurance.
All right,
what happened to you? You ended up in an accident?
Yeah, we had got into a little bit of an argument, back and forth, whatever.
What was the argument about?
The argument was about the ticket. I had mentioned it to her. I had told her what happened, and she pretty much showed that she really didn't care, that it wasn't her issue. I was even willing to go half with her on it if she even offered it. She didn't even offer to say, you know what, I do feel a little bit badly. I'll go half on it with you.
Yeah, how come you didn't just kind of say that?
Because I was dealing with too much disrespect from him.
Oh.
Yeah. And I even stated this to him. I said, at the end of the day, I can understand if you're upset, but you're not going to talk to me like I'm your child. My own parents don't speak to me this way.
How was he talking to?
Oh, you need to go down to the DMV and handle this. First off, the ticket's not in my name, so there's nothing that I can do.
Well, you could just pay it. But
no, at the DMV, you have to show the ID of the person who has the ticket.
That's not true.
Why would you have to do that? My mother could go down to the DMV and she's not gonna.
They have signs everywhere.
No, you could do that.
I don't know. But it doesn't matter because all you have to do is just give him money and then he can go do it.
But not if you're talking to me like I'm scum of the earth. I've known you for too long.
That was the first conversation.
How long have you guys known each other?
For like almost 9 years.
How many?
Almost 9 years. We've known each other.
You think so?
How long, honey? How long?
We've known each other since.
How long?
No.
Almost 9 years.
Look at me and tell me.
I've known him since I was like 18.
So now you're going to date yourself. How long have you known him?
Can you go back?
Nah, too late. That's how you framed the question. How long have you known each other?
Like 6 years.
How many?
Like 6.
Okay. Apparently, he thinks it's interminably longer.
No, we met like before that, but we didn't really start knowing each other until like that time.
Now, let's talk about the insurance payments. Tell me about that.
All right, so after the glass, after everything else, I had spoken to her. I was like, listen, I had lost my wallet because I was doing volunteer work and I had lost my wallet. But I was telling her, I'm like, listen, unless you want our policies to lapse, you need to give me the information so I could go on the internet.
I saw those texts and she gave you the password. You asked her for the password. She gave you the password. That was December 15th. Did you make a payment December?
When I went to go online, the password was changed. And I tried to let her know, and I clearly wrote her, said the password you gave me is incorrect. I need the correct one to do it. And I've been paying it all this time. Why all of a sudden would I stop paying this when I've been paying it on time for
Why
so
are you
long?
answering his texts? It's right before Christmas. He's sending you all this text. You're angry at him because he's been nasty to you or whatever.
Because he's been nasty to me.
I understand, but isn't it in your best interest to have the insurance paid?
I had returned his phone calls.
Okay.
I'm not a big texter.
No, but in the text it says, you're ignoring me. I don't think you returned his phone calls.
He was calling me when I was in school, and I did call him when I got out of class.
Well, I don't know when that is because we're talking about December 23rd. Are you still in school December 23rd? Where he's texting you kind of frustrated that you've been ignoring him all this time and that he told you he couldn't get in to the website to give the information.
When he told me that, he never told me that he could not get into the website. He told me that he needed for me to call Geico and confirm that he was allowed to make changes onto the account. And so then I had given him my Geico account number and password, which was valid at the time.
Okay, but you must have changed it because he says...
I changed it after the 21st once I took his vehicle off of my policy and
when
paid
did you
the
take his vehicle off your policy?
On the 21st of December. It was supposed to be paid on the 7th of December.
You did it. So when he sends the first text that says, the login info you gave me doesn't work... I can't believe you did that.
The login information did work.
Wait a minute. So the only thing he was behind was December. And you did that why? You took him off the...
Because he told me when I
you got a car thanks to him. Who do you think you are?
Because he told me that no matter what, I would pay for those tickets.
So
those
what? So you got to turn around and do it.
Those were
just
the last
your remedy to that sassiness is not to pay for the tickets. But why would you turn around and hurt the guy like that?
Because
you end up in a car accident. You total the car. So you're that evil that you couldn't at least send a text saying I'm taking you off the insurance?
The Geico told me that they would notify the DMV, which would notify him, letting him know that his vehicle was no longer insured.
How long did you date this guy? How long did you know this guy?
And that's what I
figured. Stop it, Ice Princess, and listen to me. You have a car thanks to him. You would not have the car if it were. I know you're paying for it, but you wouldn't have the financing for it. You'd be paying a lot more for it. Why do you have to be so cruel?
Because he disrespected me.
Wow, man, don't cross this woman. Was she like that when you were in a relationship with her?
Honestly, I know how she could be, but I didn't think that she would do it to me like she said, like you said.
When was your accident?
January 19th, literally.
Let me see proof of the accident.
I have And this is the accident report and the diagram.
Okay.
And I have photos of the car also.
Here's what I don't understand. The accident was not your fault.
No.
Oh my goodness. It's a total loss, obviously.
Yeah, they said if someone was in that back seat that they would have been like critically injured or dead if they were in that back seat.
Oh my goodness. What was your first thought? Oh geez, I didn't pay the insurance?
Honestly, like I had no idea that.
Did you think she paid December?
I would have think that she would because it was.
The woman was a total raging word that rhymes with witch. Why would you think that she would pay December?
I didn't think that she wouldn't
and
pay.
Or January, because you had the accident January 19th.
I didn't think that she wouldn't pay it. I just honestly,
I think she's wicked for not. I think she's wicked for not returning your call, figuring it out. Because at the end of the day, it's not just does she have to be nice and continue doing you a favor. All she has to do is tell you you're off my insurance.
Exactly.
And she shouldn't even be doing that because God is her judge, and she got the car thanks to you, and you can't back out of what you did for her. So she shouldn't back out of what you. But she has a power to back out of what she did for you.
Yeah, but I don't.
So she can't. But the part that slays me is that she didn't have enough humanity to say to you, rather than ignoring your text or whatever, to say to you, I'm taking you off my insurance.
If she would have told me, I would have got.
Yeah, I know she didn't tell you. She already told me. I was told DMV would let him know. I know that she didn't tell you.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So was she wrong? Take him off the insurance policy without notifying him?
Yes, but she didn't have a right to notify him. He should be a responsible enough adult to make.
How do you know that? I mean, how do you know that?
Because, I mean, that's the law. You're supposed to.
The law doesn't say when you break up with somebody, you have to check your insurance.
The law says that you're supposed to have insurance. So whether you break up with somebody or not, that's your responsibility to make sure that you have insurance.
Okay, what do you think?
I think it was wrong for her to not notify him of that. You know, it's just, I mean, even though.
Does it matter how bad the breakup was? If it was his fault?
Not really, no.
Oh, you're a good woman. What do you say?
I think that they're both pretty dumb because it's your responsibility to make sure that you're driving with insurance. And, you know, if you have a pissed off girlfriend who's in charge of your insurance, you gotta, you know, make sure you're cleaning up after yourself when you have a messy breakup.
There you go. That's the point. Going inside the courtroom.
Also, the vehicle was never registered into my name, so therefore I was not supposed to be insuring it, and Kahar was supposed to produce the
did you know
proper
that while you were
documents that I
defrauding the insurance company for
And I
9
gave him
months?
a-
I'm
I-
sorry, 11 months? Did you know that
I
then?
let Geico know,
Did
and
you
they
know?
gave me a
And
time
did you
frame.
also know when you applied for financing as a co-signer that you weren't really the principal person responsible for paying the payment? So you have no problem defrauding people when it's for your benefit, but you're going to stand there with that sweet little face and tell me, oh, but I found out I wasn't supposed to be insuring him. Really? Really, sweetie?
And even if that was the case and she would have said that, I would have just said fine and that would have been the end of it.
So needless to say, insurance had lapsed and your accident wasn't covered through your own insurance.
No.
But what about the insurance of the other guy, by the way?
They're still paying.
They're going to pay you.
They're going to pay me. Yeah,
How much are they going to pay you?
Like $6,000.
Okay. All right.
like that.
So what we're talking about here is not paying the damage of the car. What you're suing for is because she did this to you, you want all the insurance that you paid for from
basically,
January
yeah.
to November
Yeah.
because it was a waste.
Yeah, and not even just that, because like you
But
said.
you
that-
had insurance from January to November, right?
Mm.
And if you'd had an accident, you could have claimed it under the insurance, right?
between that time frame. But I was trying to pay. It's not like I wasn't trying to pay it. And like if I would have known,
all
I would
that's
have been
true.
getting
But
covered.
why would? What is your response to his lawsuit of $4,098.75?
I don't know him that because he was insured during that time.
And what do you say to that?
Yeah, during that time frame. Yeah.
Well, then why would she have to pay all that money back to you?
Because at any point in time, like you said, like she could have just decided to pull off. I would
She
have
could
never
have,
known.
but she didn't.
Yeah.
And then in the time that she did, mercifully, the accident wasn't your fault. It was somebody else's, and you're going to be fully recompensed by that person. So you're not out anything.
No.
So really, you're just angry. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, you learned your lesson. Stay away.
Yeah, like I said, like, you know.
Okay, as to the $320, I'm going to make you guys split it. $160 each of you. That's what I think should happen. That's what should have happened at the beginning if you were decent people. Okay?
Hold on right there, hold on.
Well, here's the defendant who the judge saw as somebody who kind of takes advantage of things when it's to your benefit. What's your reaction to this outcome here?
I'm fine. Justice was served.
In what sense? I mean, isn't it a little surprising that you could try to pull something on a guy that you had a relationship with for such a
I
long
don't
time?
feel as though I was pulling anything over anyone's eyes. I feel as though something was being trying to be pulled over mine.
On yours?
Mm-hmm.
What changed the relationship for the worse? What ended it? You guys
That's a
Known each
personal
other
matter.
such a long time.
It's a personal matter.
Still have any feelings left for him? All right. Right down this way. Okay,
Thank
come
you.
on in here. So, Stephen, you satisfied how this comes out with
Yeah.
the judge's ruling?
Yeah. I think that it was fair.
Are you surprised that your ex-girlfriend could
I'm very
pull
surprised.
that?
I'm very, very surprised. I would have never expected for her to put me through it or to even think that it would be okay. So it definitely did shock me. So
What about your feelings for her? Anything left?
I still care for her. I can't say that I don't. But at the end of the day, she showed me her true nature. So
Over to Harvey.
I gotta say, I think this lady makes a very good point, but if there was an accident where he ended up having to shell out money, I think he'd have a pretty good case to argue that she should be responsible for the damage because, look, she took him off out of vengeance and didn't notify him, and I don't know. It's a real close call, but I would have given it a shot if I were him. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case are on the way into the courtroom right now.